This is the house where Pierre Johnstone spent the last 20 years of his life in seclusion. A man who went from being labeled an icon to a dirty liar, at times the most famous and infamous man of his day, hid out from harassment and scorn in this crumbling building for 20 years. It is also the house where he committed suicide. Or was it murder? Could it be a mirage, another trick of the eye? Do the photographs of the scene spin fiction like the work of the man himself? Or is that just what he would have wanted? To plant paranoia of evidence and experts so deeply within us that even his death would be discredited. My name is Adam Jones. Join me as over the next half hour I attempt to uncover the truth about the life and death of Pierre Johnstone. My name is Henry Capel. I have been a biographer of Pierre Johnstone for much of my adult life. I've spent much time looking at his methods of teaching, his methods of subverting what the public took to be the truth. Pierre Johnstone was born in Europe in the 1930s. Sometime, the date is not known, but what we do know is that his father was a Scottish writer and his mother was a French chorus girl. Sometime in the mid-1940s, 1944, his parents divorced. I believe that the breakup of his parents' marriage was what started Pierre out on the path towards subverting the truths which we take for granted.
I think in regards to perception versus reality, where there are no gaps in between the two. When I can take a perception and turn it into reality, I think is the core similarity, the core centricity between where we match. An objective reality is created. It's not something that happens naturally.
Okay.
An objective reality is what whomever's creating it decides it is. Objective reality is created by a central figure, and everybody believes in that, but not because of they came to it on their own.
I believe there are people out there, I am one of them, who espouses the truth and who will tell people the truth. I also think it is everyone's personal responsibility to dig for the truth themselves and to find the truth themselves.
I mean, that's the whole point. That's, why we're here on this planet. It's our whole purpose is to find the truth. Pursuing truth is the ultimate form of living. The television show, The X-Files, The Truth Is Out There, I have that poster in my office, directly in my line of vision, so if I'm sitting at my desk at work and I happen to look up, it's there. It's constantly in the forethought of my head, my mind.
Does his work anger you?
Yeah, personally and professionally, his work angers me. He is the antithesis of my quest, my belief, my professional career.
I hope someday to have exposed everything he's written, said, published, produced as false.
Pierre began his career in image making in the 40s and 50s while working as a crime scene photographer. Now, it was in 1949 when Pierre published a photograph of Hitler being captured in the Amazon. Now, this was something that the public definitely took notice of. The average family took what they knew about the world from the newspaper. And to see this on the cover of a newspaper was a shock to many people who believed the truth to be that he had killed himself. And by slipping it under the radar and getting it seen by so many million people, Pierre began his career of tricking people into questioning what they saw and whether or not this was reality.
I think where Pierre got it right was in that loudness, in that bombastic way of presenting the truth, or the end. Not the actual truth, but the conventional wisdom says this is the truth. I think by taking it as far as he did, he was the first to really, prove that sort of construct where the louder voice wins. And I think what Pierre did with his photos and that tool, even before the advent of the internet, before you even go down that road, he really just took it far. And so you cannot ignore what he comes up with.
Which is what makes Pierre so maddening. He is attempting to twist the world's sense of truth. Because the whole point of us being here is to find the truth. That is the whole point of the human race, is to determine, discover ultimate truth.
Why do you think people rejected it so readily?
People don't like being manipulated, especially when they don't know they're being manipulated. People hate that. I think they should be thanking him for the wake-up call. But people don't like to feel manipulated. They don't like their strings pulled. They don't like to feel like marionettes in some sort of European puppet show. They would rather know what they're looking at is real and not have to think about it, not have to question it. People reacted harshly because people are stupid.
Now that your adversary is gone, what's the next step?
Working to undo the horrible, horrible attempts he's made to mist the truth and cover the truth and block the truth and obscure the truth that is out there. Which is why that is what I'm working on in my spare time between dinner and when prime time starts.